Welcome back. This is Shadow Dragon. No, this is not a setting on YouTube. This is actually a solar storm with how it makes everything look bright. Oh, good grief, that is bright. And I am slightly disappointed that my storm was a solar storm because, well, I had one battery left. I actually fed some coal to the coal machine, but let's see what that's doing for the outside real quick. Because I don't know when I'll get another solar storm that I can actually show off. Oh, it's cooling down. It did get to about 1,000 Celsius, and you can see 2.25 kilowatts of power. That's insane. Solar output, and no, I can't see either. 4,256 solar radiance, and this is summertime, mind you, and about 13 kilowatts of power, and I'm burning through 7, so it's actually charging my batteries some. But it makes everything look bad, and no, unfortunately, even the first person helmet of this doesn't help. Not as much as I thought it would have. So that's kind of a shame, if you ask me. I really was glad for that, and then only to find out it didn't help with that. But as you can tell, I got over 1,000 Celsius in my tanks, so this solar storm is going to make my nighttime generation really good for this one night only. But I do love what it does to the view to some degree. Can I get on this? No, can't. So yeah. Oh, but I mean, look, just kind of neat. So this storm came out so suddenly. I was out mining, trying to get resources for what I'm gonna do in this part, and then suddenly I got storm warning 1, and I was like, storm warning 1. That was rather abrupt. So I rushed back because I thought it was gonna be a windstorm, and then I noticed that the sun was just starting to come up, and then bam, this. But I was pretty far away, so it took me a while to get back. I think I did process everything though. I did process everything, so yeah. But yeah, that was a solar storm in Vulcan, and it just makes everything look weird. So let me remove the first person helmet again, and we're back to square one, back to normal stuff, normalcy. So one thing I noticed, these wires that always burn out, it burned out again, and it seems like it's just the thing that it does. Like I don't know why. It's just always those wires. And that's kind of frustrating to me because it's just why? Why those? Oh, and yes, solar storms prevent a trader from landing because I mean it's still a solar storm. I don't know that I'll be able to quick call a 3x3. 3x3 space savvy solutions. I think you're the convenience store trader. I don't like you, but it's a good thing that you are unable to travel in this storm. I mean, I probably should have called galactic gases down as anything, but yeah, it's weird. A solar storm prevents landing of traders. That's weird. And I just wasted power. Whatever. Okay, so what are we gonna do this time? So this one, I got quite a bit of nitrogen now, and I'll come back up here to check on the how much that's generating once the storm ends. It does make it hot enough to prevent the Sterlings from running. It's kind of annoying. I have quite a decent chunk of nitrogen now, and I am preparing to get atmospherics for a cryo cooler. That's going to be the goal. So what I am going to do is first I am going to shut this off because I don't want nitrogen to be heating up due to, you know, nitrogen being pushed in. I want to let this line get a little bit cold because I am going to be using this. You see it's already at negative 84. I'm going to be using this line to make a Volatiles phase change loop that can then cool down a nitrogen phase change loop because technically I already have a cryo cooling setup of pollutants right here. I can just turn this down to be even lower to try to freeze everything. And then I can just use this line right here to feed the Volatiles loop so that I can Cryo Cool nitrogen. And the only reason I want to do that is so that I can finally heal myself so I can stop being hurt. Because it's kind of annoying seeing that. And then I can go on ahead and have that squared away. Now, I do have plenty of nitrogen in here. Some's already been fed into my base. I'm definitely getting some volatiles, and that's kind of somewhat cooling this down. But yeah. Okay, so now let's get all this stuff because I need to fill a tank of volatiles and then a tank of nitrogen for that. But first, I need to get the volatiles phase change loop going. So let's see here. Can you stop storming already? I'm wasting my entire night on you. And the problem with the storm is you can't tell when it ends, which is rightly annoying. Okay, but I don't think I have enough pipings and stuff set up, so what I'm gonna, well, I got some insulated pipings. Yeah, I got some. That's not enough though. So yeah, I gotta print out more. Actually, I got a lot of insulated liquid pipes. I don't have a lot of insulated gas pipes, so I gotta go ahead and queue some of those up. But I did get the things I need. Well, most of the things I need. So I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you. And let's just go ahead and queue up some insulated pipes. I don't need 100 of them. Let's do 60. 60 of them and 10 of you. That should be enough for now. You did that again. I have got to fix that. Let's reset. 10 of you. And go back and do 60. So, one of the annoyances of the script is I don't have a good way to do a one-shot for that, and it did it again. I need to fix that. I do need to put a one-shot because that's on the original script. Sometimes that goes twice, and it should only go one time, and that's kind of annoying. Okay, is the power generation happening? Finally, it's happening. Let's go see what power I'm getting out of it. So I'm gonna build a Volatiles portable. I realized that I can just move stuff around via portables. Oh, perfect. Let's see the power generation. Because this is 1000 Celsius. There we go. Ooh. Oh yeah, this gets very, very hot. Oh, these are getting very overpressurized. That's what's happening. Yeah. That's what's happening. Very overpressurized, so they stop. That's a lot of power generation, though. So you see, this is kind of what the really hot temps do to the Stirlings. So I'm actually getting very frayed generation because of that. It might be because that one's pretty hot. Oh no, and the sun is rising. Dang nabbit. It's rising again? I didn't get much of anything. Blah. This is why I don't like the Vulcan summer. It's a lot for... Yeah, just a lot. So what I am going to do is a condensation chamber right here. Let's just keep it in line. And this is going to be what connects to the volatiles. And I'm gonna need to be moving around the turbo volume pump quite a bit. I should have brought more stuff, but let's just build this up. So just like before, this is going to be set to 6,000. I might as well set it. And Go ahead and pipe it up. I need more pipes. Oh, that's stupid. Alright, so I need to find a good spot to grab volatiles from this. Honestly, I can't think of a good place for it other than maybe over here. But I have like no space over there, so I guess I'll just grab volatiles from here. So I'm gonna need a pump because this is slightly too much. Just barely too much. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Do it this way. And just to kind of give me a buffer, I'll do that. And there. Now, I'm gonna go on ahead and grab. Power. So, the only reason for the cryo cooling is, once again, I just want to get rid of that warning icon. Let's see. Oop, 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 oop. Yeah, I want to get rid of the warning icon. Okay. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Go up to 20 megapascals. That's good enough. All right. Let's get the rest of the stuff I need, because I'm gonna need to get the counterflow and the other phase change device, and then I'll go ahead and pipe it up, wire it up, and go for it. But yeah, one of the biggest things that I'm struggling with is that I am burning quite a bit of power, but I'm not generating enough. So the extra 2 Stirlings were added to help with the power generation at night. Okay, let's get the... I don't need the combustion centrifuges. I need the counterflow, the phase change device. I had 2. Let's just get these pipes. And so, yeah, the fact I was hoping for a windstorm so that I could see whether a single wind turbine would have filled these back up from how much they've been used. But instead I got a solar storm, which kind of ruined it for me. Like, I wanted to see how well it got. I got down to a single green battery, and I did bring my rocket down and fully charge it. Yep, fully charge it. It's still going on over there. Still going strong. I completely forgot. I need some condensation this way. Yep. And evap chamber. I don't want it. I don't care about this being super fast. I just care about it happening. So let's go on ahead and... Okay. All right. Now, this is gonna look... This side is gonna look a little weird because I gotta get the volatiles in. And I am going to put a 3 stack because I'm not entirely sure whether... Oh, come on. I don't like how that doesn't work right. So I'm going to put a 3 stack, and I don't really need a lot of liquid volume, but I'm going to push this one out this way and this one out. I'll do the same thing. Right here and right here. And this is actually going to go to a nitrogen line right here. And And I need a couple more frames. And then this will go to condensation valve and liquid pipeline right here. And now I'll need a valve so that I can handle that. I need some more utility pipes. And then I think I am just going to remove and reuse this pump, to be honest. Because I kind of want to get that side started. Very slowly, mind you. I want to get it started so that it can start cooling down this end. Best thing for me to do, I think, is have it like this. And then just go on ahead and pipe it up. Dang nabbit. I know that's not gonna work because that's the liquid connection. I didn't realize I had that in a bad offset. So glad that doesn't break anything. And so I intend to add volatiles like this. Okay, so let's get cables ran. Oh boy. This is a very temporary system. I don't intend this to be permanent. Because I don't particularly want to have that there. I just need a temporary fix for cryo cooling. And yeah, just need a temporary fix for cryo cooling. So now I need to get the Mark II liquid tank. I need to get the Mark II liquid tank some more cables. Do I have cables in here? Yes, I do. 5 of them. That's not enough. It's a good thing I had more cables made. Alright, there's my insulated. There's my Mark II. What else am I missing? I'm missing some valves. Valve. Did I make some? I don't know. Oh no, my shower icon went away. What would I do? Probably gonna go take another shower. Yes, I was correct. I did make plenty. Well, shut this off for the time being, because that reduces my power consumption down to like 6 kilowatts and I'm making only 4 right now. It lessens the drain. And that is still making nitrogen. That's good. I believe I have enough nitrogen, but if not, I can keep making nitrogen. Just gonna quick harvest. I did call down a food trader and get their decayed food and dump it in there. So the fertilizer is capable of doing something. It's some kind of hodgepodge of poop right here. It's quite literally, I don't know. But this is how you make nitrogen. Look, a lot of my stuff is growing faster. All right, let's add this to my wheat. Like if I actually was on time with this stuff, actually let's add some to that. Not like it does anything. Add it to my sugarcane. I'll harvest all this later. My garden in the sky is actually working pretty well. Oh, yes, I did make a burger. Yeah, I bought some cheese. It's up here. I can make a burger. Cheese does not spoil. Burger. Yeah. I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be like space McDonald's or space Burger King. It's like, would you like some burger and fries with that? To the traders. They should do that. Oh, that should be a good package to do. Like you're like quite literally like space McDonald's or something like that, and you call a trader down and they want like a combo meal or something where you just pack a burger box, some fries, and like a water bottle, and that would be a cool thing. Oh yeah, it was Power is slowly going down. That would be amazing. I'm not gonna lie. That would be hilarious. We really do need more fun stuff like that. And it's I don't know if they want to do like the pre-economy back when like burger combos were like, you know, what, $3? Oh, that that would be grand. All right, so condensation valve is gonna turn on. I'm adding this because you I want to have a good buffer for the whole phase change side of things. Okay, going ahead and turn that on. This is negative 87. I keep thinking for some reason it'll freeze at like a... Oh, this is a problem. Okay. This is a problem. I can't do it this way. Ah, because I wanted to bring the, okay, I know how. No, I can't do it that way either. Dang it. Because I wanted to bring this that way. Okay. Well, I guess I don't have to worry about that too much because I can just connect this from the other end, like so. Like this. There we go. I can just remove all of these cables over here. After all, this is only a temporary structure. Alright, so to get that making anything, I am going to go on ahead and tell this to be at 0. Maximum cooling, maximum heating. Problem is 12.5 kilojoules here. And it's 12.5 kilojoules there too. And this is getting worse because my Volatiles is heating up. Okay, so now that I have this, let's go on ahead and pump in. This is going to, yeah, it's going to heat up. I'm going to have to pump that in very slowly, so let's let that settle a bit, and then I'm going to go get the nitrogen on the other end. Now, Mark II... Okay, whoops. I want to see how well the power generation is up here. That's pretty strong. Okay, so I told the Sterlings to shut off when they hit about 10.5 megapascals of pressure, and that happens very easily with the hot temps. So let's see. Yeah, so about 30 kilowatts. Yeah, that's a huge loss in cycle time to have them turn on and off like that. So that's the downside of having the that's a huge downside of having the that's why my power problems are going to be pretty bad. I might have those filled a little bit too high. I might need to bring them down some more. Because after all, if these canisters, these normal canisters hit 10 megapascals, that's close to explosion point. And yeah, this one's already at 10. That's yep. That's why I stop it at 10, so that way these canisters can't get overpressurized so that they don't explode. So, I need to definitely swap. I need to swap both of these two to whatchamacallit, smart canisters, and then I can squeeze a little bit more power. Maybe tell them to stop when it gets to about 10.5. All right. Where was I? So portable Mark II also will break at 20 megapascals. So what I can do is try to fill this to 20 megapascals. It's not gonna get that high, to be honest. I kind of need power on this before it'll work. Got 2 megapascals in here, so. Oh. I forgot that this transformer over here is only set to, not much. Whatever. Let it be slow. Slow and steady. So I'm gonna put a decent chunk of nitrogen in here. And see how well that does when it's attached over there. Alright. Let me go handle that waste tank. That is really bad, to be honest, that I'm spending 10.5 kilowatts and I'm only having those on for a little bit. I think what I'm going to end up doing is remove a little bit of the volatiles so that it can handle that, because this is extremely hot right here. This tank being, 1000 Celsius is what gives me a huge chunk of power. But I got those squared away, they're set up in a way that oh, I can just dump this in here. They're set up in only a way that, they're packed to the brim. 80 moles is just barely enough. But unless I change those others to smart canisters, that's, okay. It's really unsettling, a little bit unsettling that we can see the black hole. It's just that's kind of what makes the Vulcan tough. You see it over there in the horizon. It's kind of like playing like a cosmic peekaboo with us. And that's why the whole solar panel, that's why I have that crazy logic to kind of watch this, because the vertical probably only got us down as low as like maybe 100, 115 Celsius. And so now I'm having longer nights, longer days. And that's kind of a problem, to be honest. The problem with the longer days is that I don't do as much cooling at night. So that's why I shut off the CO2 thing. Quite honestly, this is doing a great job of moving a lot of energy, but this CO2 tank is fairly large. Look, it's turning daytime again. I don't think that'll ever stop. I thought it's like, oh, when it's daytime, that'll stop blipping, but nope. Okay. I just want to get this. I want to get this pump. Thank you. Okay. Turn this back on. I think that's enough for now. I want to get this to start cooling down a little bit because I gotta start generating some liquid volatiles on this end. And there we go. The question is, are there any? Oh, there's some here. Cool. So there is something happening here. There's just not enough liquids yet. So this is going to start cooling that down. This is going to start cooling that down. Let's just add... Where am I at here? Negative 86. Let's take this 1300. Cool down a little bit more. Because this negative 86 is going to be a good buffer tank, you know, because the 740 liters of pollutants is going to be, you know, that's a lot to buffer, and it's going to heat exchange with this pipeline, and it's going to be what keeps this running. So I got quite a lot of heavy hot volatiles in here. It's going to throw the whole system out of whack. But I mean, of course, I got to get this filled to about 10-15 liters. So this is going to be in a very uncomfortable place for a long time. But you know, this will fill up, then this will evaporate, and this will cool this down, and it should eventually make what I need. Now, here's the thing that I got to be careful on. When I fill this tank up with more nitrogen to make liquids, I got to fill it in such a way that I don't cause this whole thing to flash evaporate and then explode literally everything. But you see the workload of this is actually pretty weak. I don't have very many liquids going in. That's why it's so weak. But it is slowly filling up, and so that's what I got to monitor. See how well this reaches. Because the pipes have to fill up too. That's the other thing. That is warming up. Why is this 35 Celsius? Oh, right, because this is hot. That could be a problem. Okay, remember how... Okay, if you've seen my phase change heat pumps, remember that if this is outside of the realm that it needs to be in, that's a problem. So I might have to actually be very careful with this and micromanage it, because this is going to be hot, because this is going to be coming in hot. And so because of that, all this nitrogen has to cool down, but it's bringing this up to 35 Celsius. And while it's slowly coming down, the heat in here, you know, we have some volatiles here that is just out, you know, getting hot. That's the problem. Okay, I temporary solution for the time being, because what this is doing is this is heating up my liquids so that this doesn't work as efficiently. So I am going to temporarily remove the counterflow. It'll work better once the volatiles, once the nitrogen gets cold. But until then, this is actually the best solution, because it's going to bring in roughly like negative 70 Celsius, you know, negative 80 Celsius liquids to go in here, and it's going to keep this cool. So it's the heat exchange line is going to be better. Yeah, see, it's 9 kilojoules of heat exchange line. And while this is hot, this is what's doing all the cooling, the you know, the highest amount of cooling. So that's what that's for. So we got to balance states. I'll re-add the counterflow once this gets to the point that it's, you know, in the negative hundreds, but it's going to take some time because this is 26 Celsius, you know. So now I can leave it alone. Let's see, you're doing 10 kilojoules. And you're also doing 10.4 kilojoules, so it's perfectly balanced. It's still a lot of energy that I'm dumping into the system, so I really do need to be careful about how much I'm adding here. The good news is I'm trickle feeding some volatiles, so what I'm gonna do is shut off this one. It'll save on some power at night, but it will allow the cooling to be better at nights to try to keep this line cool, especially while I'm trying to get this to work. Now, still not a lot of liquids, but it'll get better. Right now, really, the only thing that's cooling down the nitrogen line is the fact that I'm adding a ridiculous, I'm just have cold volatiles in here. It's not necessarily that I'm making liquids. Oh, but I actually don't have as much in here. Okay, so just add a little bit more here. That's gonna be stupid hot. It's gonna hurt its efficiency. And I'm gonna turn this down one more. I should. That's actually not helping that. That's creeping up. That actually got to negative 91. Wow, impressive. So that's making quite a bit of liquids. That's actually working pretty well. All right. I don't expect all of this to condense, but my cryo cooling is set up. So while that is going on, let's work on some other things like power generation maybe? Do I need more power generation? That's really scary. That's really scary. I'm at 25 megawatts needed. I think I'm back down to a single one. Oh boy. Yeah, let's work on the power generation because okay, so good. I brought in some hot Vulcan sun that cooled us down, so hopefully those don't get us hot. So I'll have to check on that later. Now, I need to print out more walls. I need to print out more frames and stuff. But let's see. I believe I printed out everything I needed. So this is my sorters, this is my stackers, this is my silos, and this is my combustion centrifuges. So really the next things that I got left is to actually set this up so that I can have storage. But I am going to need some more frames and sheets and all of that stuff because I need to expand my base a bit more. I mean, that's the whole point. I wanted to do the outpost control and then I'll do the centrifuging because it's not like I can do any centrifuging. Oh, and I need another launch tower. Another landing mount. Launch mounts. Okay, so let's see what we need. Okay, so increase. We need some steel frames because I'm out. Let's just do 60 of them. Steel sheets. Let's just do 100 of them. Let's do. I don't think I need any. Well, I do need some glass sheets, so let's just do 20. 20 glass sheets. Let's just do 50 plastic sheets. And I need some wall kits. I don't know what those stack to. What do those stack to? Wall kit. They stack to 30, so let's just do 60. And get that started on printing. Okay, so with that going, I do have some extra coal that I can use for giving myself emergency power. How much? I should have put a console so that I know how much is in here. 43 items, so I might as well put some more stuff in there. Seeds. I really don't need all of these potatoes. So let's just add potatoes. Let's see. I need air is basically fully charged, so this one is not much charge. So small entry, let's see what I got here. I turned off a lot of things so that I don't use up power. So we got 74 in there. So this is almost done. Oh, good grief, look at all this crap. This is the only problem with making a bunch of nitrogen. Ah, there's more! You have quite literally a lot of crap in the base. And let's just be honest, unless I am mass farming or create like a Harvey center, this is just going to keep piling up. Oh, look at that, there's already 10 there. Okay, so let's... Cleaning up my base has never taken on a different meaning. And it makes a squishy sound every time it moves or anything. It's just, ugh. Just squish, 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 squish. Ugh. Just, ugh. I don't know why I'm fertilizing potatoes. The only thing that's going to do is make this all grow faster so that I have to, you know, squish it faster. Ugh. In fact, let's just speed harvest these. Like, at this point, since I don't need to worry about genetics, I don't even care. Just grow more potatoes, because it's not like I it's not like I need. It's not like I need the potatoes. Just compost my potatoes so that I can keep making nitrogen. And also, composting the produce actually gives you more yield on it. So I expect possibly those potatoes with the fertilizer to make 3 potatoes. And it's not like I can do anything else while I'm waiting. Okay. Let's eat my bread. So to make a burger, you need flour, eggs, cheese. And okay, when I got the cheese, I thought it was going to be like a single block of cheese, but apparently it's 5 grams of cheese. So buying a single thing of cheese allows you to make a lot of burgers. It's a lot of burgers. I'm kind of wondering something with this map too. I think I kind of screwed that up in the sense that I don't know that I'll be able to have more. And oh yeah, I did make it so that it auto replenishes the nitrogen in here. So very slowly, my inside shelter is going to be replaced with nitrogen instead of carbon dioxide. So yeah. Oh, it's quite a lot that happens, and yeah, that's 205. Oh, I should probably go ahead and refill this. Okay, so we're getting the cryo cooling going. Wait. I think this one is going to be right here. Can I do this? No, it has to be the normal pipe. Okay, let's go make one of those and attach it there. Because what I want to do is just make a portable liquid canister. Oh, it's not. How much power am I getting now? 27. That's not bad. Do I have a single utility pipe liquid? The answer is no. Grabbing these frames because I'm going to need them. Now it's making steel sheets. Alright, so let's just make a canister liquid. Now the canister is not insulated when it's on that tray. So I will make sure that this is in my inventory. Ah! That letter is in such a weird place. I might need to move it. So there we go. So now this thing just says no cryogenic liquid. So that's, but I'm making that right now. I'm working on that. So the primary goal now is to put all of this away. Free up some space. And once those steel sheets come out, actually, I think I have some spare steel sheets. Yeah, I do. Why am I making more then? Whatever. Okay, I want to see what the pressures are over here. 8.8. Making 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's perfect. So that'll offset what I'm losing. And whenever the water H2 combustors are running, you know, I'll get a lot more. Yeah, this is gonna take a while before that refills on nitrogen. Let's see where my cryo cooler is. So I'm kind of glad this setup works. I wasn't sure how well it was gonna work, but I've been trying to figure out, between real world cooling. Wow, 187. Between real world cooling and how to potentially make this better. Ooh, having liquids now. Still hotter than that. I don't want to re-add that counterflow until this is better. So this is getting cool. That's fine. Yeah, you see the pressure dropped immensely. It was at 8 megapascals, and then this is still nowhere near enough for it to begin condensing. So I can add a little bit more nitrogen now to that. I still don't have enough. That's why I had this huge pipe network over here, so that way that there's a buffer zone of some nitrogen here. So what is going to end up happening, I got to be very careful with this, is when I disconnect this to add more nitrogen, a good chunk of this is probably going to condense, and that's fine. Some of it is going to go in here, also fine. But as soon as I reconnect this with some hot nitrogen, now I'm going to thermally connect these two pipes to what would be hot nitrogen. And what that is going to do is now it's going to force this to flash boil. And that's what I'm not sure of about this capacity right here. I want to make sure there's a little pipe capacity so that way this fills up more, similar to this the tank setup over here. Yeah, similar to that setup. But if I don't have enough, if I have too much hot nitrogen in here, then it's going to cause this to, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be, I have to be careful with that. All right, this is finally cooler than that. So I'm going to go on ahead and add some more nitrogen in here. After all, I need some form of cooling. Look at that, it's already negative 77. Okay, so. Oh, okay, so it's not going to heat up as much. Let me go inside and bump up the transformer a bit so that I can use that a little bit better. Alright, so what are my plans? So I will dismantle that completely. The dish setup completely. I don't need it anymore. I got my plants. The only thing I could use it for is just for the sheer joy of saying that I sold burgers to people. And ooh, 2 batteries went up. That's perfect. Okay, now my power situation is positive. That's perfect. That's what I need. I am only allowing 1,000, so let's just bump it up to 1,500 and go back out there. Because what I need to do is expand my inside so that I can get the control station going. And then I am going to disassemble the dish pad, because what I want to do is put the other rocket mount roughly around where it is, and that'll be where my miner outpost comes from. Now what I do need to do is run the fuel line underneath the frames to here. One of it will run towards here and probably use like a pump, so that way I can pump in fuel to turn my furnace, so I'll no longer have to use space ice for it. And then the other line will go to the combustion centrifuges and to refill the rocket with fuel. So that fuel line has to go through the bottom over here. I will probably put one station battery out here to run the entire combustion centrifuges, repowering the rocket, and the sorting system. So I want to get a sorting system of silos so that I can split all my ores. So that's all going to be basically where this is. So I got to figure out where I'm going to put my rocket landing, my combustion centrifuges, and my silo system. And I might move the advanced furnace back a little bit more. But, you know, so I got to run a lot of fuel. Now, as far as where the trading dish setup is going to go, I have 2 ideas. I really kind of like the idea of having the traders come in and land over magma. So I can either do it on that magma pit over there, or the one that I died in on the rover, which is... We'll see it over there once I cross that mountain. Ugh, of course my speed buff went away. The other one will be over, could be over there. Ooh. Maybe over there. Oh, I think that one might be better. It's a bit of a walk, but oh, that might be better. I kind of like that. Okay, so maybe over that magma pit, because I could put a outpost right there for the silver, nickel, lead, and have the magma pit trader outpost. Oh, that might be sweet. And then just leave this section as pure processing facility. Oh, maybe that's what I'll do. Besides, I have power transformers. I could probably put... I'll have to put several power transformers to shoot over there and shoot down, because I will need the trade outpost to be I do need to temperature control it. Oh, come on. Okay, fine. Fine. There. I completely forgot I left that running. That's almost emptied. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's shut it off. Let's go connect this over there. I have some utility pipes. That's negative 120. Oh boy. I think it'll make it. Yep. I think it'll make it. Alright. Good news is it made it. That's not bad right there. You know, I just thought of something. What if I just No, now that I pressurize this, I gotta be very careful with this. Yeah, the groaning is that. Where am I at on time? Ugh. Okay. Either way, I have a cryo cooler set up. I am close to max out on time. So what I should have done is probably pumped out those liquids into this canister so I could have gotten the cryo cooler somewhat started. Um, let's see here. If I add this here, does that not take in liquids? I guess it does not. This only works if there's liquids? Interesting. I did not know that. But now this adds some heat exchange to that, doesn't it? It doesn't. It shouldn't, right? This isn't open. Nope, it's not open. Okay. So I do need liquids. So we're once again trying to... Is this actually cooling this down? Oh, it's actually slowing down now. Okay, so this actually worked out really well for a test experiment. So having pollutants be the middle, making liquids, provides a pretty huge buffer. Much more than I expected. So I did the cryo cooling phase change thing, and I was wondering if, just the oxygen line in between these two, the final pollutant line and the volatiles line was necessary. But, well, I mean, it is necessary. You do need a line in between. But I wanted to know if having a liquid tank right here of something that condenses but freezes be a better alternative for being kind of like a buffer zone. And to some degree, yes, it kind of has been a good buffer zone because I mean, I added some really hot volatiles to this, and it actually did magnificently in providing a buffer. Oh, and now this is getting cold. Nitrogen does not condense until it hits like negative 99, negative 83. So then when this starts condensing, it's going to fill up some here and some there. But this is actually, it's working better than I expected. It's still quite a bit of thermal energy. There's 1 liter of liquids. That's perfect. That means the evaporation is actually doing some extra thermal management. It's coming in at negative 90 and cooling down. This is what I want to see. Let's add a little bit more volatiles. That's gonna skew it a little bit, but these extra volatiles are gonna help add more liquids. So that way this can process a little bit faster. That's what I like about the phase change devices. They are very user friendly. I use them a lot. I could be building a custom script, a custom build, but to be honest, the simplicities of the phase change devices is just I like it. It's very user friendly. Once you kind of get a good knowledge base behind them, you can kind of do what you expect to do. So yeah. I think what I'm going to do is cut it in this part, and then we will resume with building the base as I wait for that to get cryo liquids. Um, so yeah, I'm going to go inside. Thank you for your time, and I'm just going to do some farming so that I can keep making more nitrogen because I got to get more nitrogen. So far I have not used the trader other than buying food resources or making money. Oh wow, I have plenty of power now. So yeah, thank you for your time. Uh, Hope to see you when we return, and hopefully I'll have as we build an expansion and work towards cleaning up poop. All right, have a good day, and bye-bye.